So let's just do this. I'm going to try and keep myself in here as much as possible and we'll see what this brings. First reveal. That could be that way. That could be that way. Or it could be that way. Boom. Boom. These are the actually first. Boom. This is rubbish. This was done with like 6 different colours of green all mixed together and by fuck it became green. But you can see texture in it when you get close up to all the different patterns of green. I don't know if you can see them. There's loads of different patterns of green. Joshua drawing in on. And see this line here? That was actually a fly landed on it and then crawled off the painting. I thought Joshua had touched it with his finger and in the morning we found this fly stuck to the edge. So yeah, quick reveal again. Ta-da! Just something a wee bit psychedelic. So Joshua chucked the blue paint on it. I let him chuck the blue on it. Ta-da! Joshua chucked the blue paint on that. So this is Daddy Joshua collabs. These two are Daddy Joshua collabs. Coben did the design and I wrote on it what he wanted me to write on it. And he wrote on it, "Love is all we have left," because it's one of his dad's favourite songs and he likes hearing his dad listening to it, not singing it. And that's what he wanted me to write on it. So that's what we wrote on it. But Coben did the pattern with a fork. See, because of the gold with gold and green and black. Get a wee bit closer. This is resin this already. It's just a picture frame. I actually just took the whole picture frame and just poured onto the glass and then just filled it with resin. Some of these I'm going to put a wee bit of something on them, but I think that's quite cool. A big block. Step back. That's quite a thick canvas, that. That's a yellow, sorry, me. Don't know. Sun flares on the sun. Tadpoles on the moon. I don't know. Flares on Saturn or Jupiter. I don't know. Lemon meringue. But, so that's like a ring pour. You make a ring. And it's black and gold. But I like it. It's very dainty. And when you come up to it and see the detail on it, it is pretty detailed, especially when you see the rings and stuff. Yeah. And stuff. That's how that one looks. Going for someone really old-fashioned looking. For some reason there's a fucking nail sticking out there, a pin. But yeah. It's supposed to be flowers. Like an old, I don't know. It's surrealism, you know? Yeah? Into one cup and chucked it on a canvas. And we got something like this. So these are fluidy Artians, these ones. But what you'll get next, lacking coppers and oils. No, your usual silicons, beard oil, castor oil, and it gives different patterns, different finishes. Yeah, this is all just bronze and copper paint. It's metallic as fuck when you see it in the light. I don't know if you can see it shining away there. It's actually got a tear in it. Joshua put his foot through it, so once it's taped up and it's silicon, it's resin, sorry, you'll not see any of this. These are all got resin on them, the first coat, so these will get a second coat. You can see them already different. They're harder, they're different, they're hard. So I like this one. This was done with watercolours and Floetrol, which is very unusual mix. It's not got acrylics in it, it's got watercolours. And I mixed them up really thick with the powder and then added them to the Floetrol, and it gives this really washed sort of look. It's really quite cool, and it's got some gold in it as well. So there's gold shimmering through like it's in the atmosphere. You know? I don't know what you can see because of the light. I've got a light down there hitting towards us. But again, it's got gold at the bottom. Black, blues and purples. It's actually pinks that I used, but it brings out purples and blues and stuff with the black. It's amazing the colours that you can create. Strange bit of red. And that's it right there. There's a tiny little bit of red there left. I don't know if the camera's picking that up. As I said, these have been resined. They're a little bit foggy, but once the next coat of resin goes on them, they will be beautiful again. Any marks and that are on them disappear as soon as you resin them again. Pour. You try to create like a feather shape, and then just stretches it. That's it there. Again, that was the same as the other one. That was the same colours used in both of them. And just completely different styles of what I'm doing with the paint to create something completely different. You see that? Again, it's resined. Got a little bit of buckle in it. But again, you know, we just get up and go and we resin it again. And it'll be nice and flush and flat once it's finished. These are all half fin. It was 2 paintings, so it was a white sunflower, so it was basically mirrored. So is it to there? Some kind of white sunflower or supernova or whatever. I don't know. And again, it was done with pink, red, and a little bit of green. Not a lot. And this is what came out. Right. There's some gold in there as well. I think it was copper it was in that one. Again, this was just a messy pour, but I thought I'll throw some flowers on it. That was an attempt, like the orange one I just did. That was my first attempt at it, but it didn't quite, the colours weren't quite right, so they bled a bit, so I just drew the flowers on it for it. Separate them, but this is what I ended up with. I'm not going to show you how I do them and how I make them. I do not do them like bog standard pours that you will see online. My work has not created anything like that. So anybody that does fluid art and thinks they know about pouring, they don't know. If you can see the textures on mine here, you will see how much oil and things like that I've used in this. Silicons, beard oil, castor oil, cooking oil, vegetable oil, sunflower oil, all different kinds of oils, engine oil, WD-40, all these kind of things that I use to get the textures. This is one of very few that I've actually moved as a painting, like did all of that kind of stuff with it. And again, it's done the same. You'll see all the textures on it, different oils and adding chemicals to it to get different reactions. This one got a little bit thin. I sprayed it with water and it got a bit runny, a bit zigzaggy at points. But what I was actually doing here, you will still see it, but I was actually making a map of Scotland. You can still see it. I can obviously still see it perfectly, but I did have it as a map of Scotland, and then when I lay it down after the pour at night, because I'd sprayed some water on it to try and get the silicone to react, it started to run a little bit. I was probably like half a degree off being flat and horizontal, and it was just enough for the paint to start to about halfway point running down a bit. But it was a map of Scotland. You can see it, but it was actually a map of Britain, but well, North England. It came to about North Midlands there, but yeah. This one's called Electric Dreams. To me, it's like the Aether. Or canvas wasn't completely flat, and I knew it would take form, and this is what transpired. I love it. And it was just literally 1,000 straight lines across it with like dipping in ink in a pencil and just brushing through the ink. Initially when I did it, you could hardly see any of the ink because the paint was that deep. It is a heavy painting because of the house paint. It's really thick. But that's how it ended up, and you can see some of the textures again for when I added some of the oils to it. Silicone oil. And this was a gold one. There's a couple that are just complete messes with some emulsion, some enamel paint, sorry, and just absolute jargons of rubbish, gilded metallic paints just thrown into cups and just chucked onto the cup. This one's called the Serpent's Kiss. Sorry, the Serpent's Mound. It was based on a burial thing that's in America. Got a little bit of dust on it, well, big bit of dust on it. Again, this needs resin and the frame. The frames, probably what I'll do is paint them black and then sand them through a little bit so there's bits of gold coming through and stuff. Make them look a bit old and sort of rustic. But it's actually quite good when you see the closer. There is a lot of detail to it. It's not as messy as it looks. Unfortunately, this one actually came off the glass. It's like wallpaper, so there is some air bubbles in it now that need to be ironed out. And the edge is a little bit broken because it literally did peel off one night. Joshua decided to start peeling it. So once it's resined, that will all be sealed. I've got to do a little bit of something around the edges to keep the frames in as well. I'm going to put a metal strap across the back because it's pulling. And again, we'll just do the frames gold and then black and then sand through them to make them look rustic and antique-y. But I like this one. It's got a lot of twirly detail to it. Again, just something different. The detail when you get up close to some of them is quite incredible. Some of the lines and the definition. On, it's very rough and bumpy. It was done with emulsions and enamels. And they're just coming through and very weirdness. So I called this the River in Seine, like the River Seine in Paris, the River in Seine. And yeah, you can see the patterns and the textures on that as well. But yeah, and again the start of the gold frame, we'll paint it black, rub it down and make it antique. This one I love. It's a box frame, needs to be finished on the side, probably be just black, maybe rustic, gold, antique, but probably just black, finished off perfectly. There we have that. And I just decided to do something a bit different. So I painted this sort of exploding planet on it. This cracking, melting planet. It was going to be a coffee table. It might still be a coffee table if someone wants it to be a coffee table. But it looks beautiful on the wall. It's resined. It's fully resin just now, so 2 coats and it would get its third to finish it off. The sides are just sort of done with gold leaf and blue gold leaf. And that's that. I love it. This is one of my favourites. Really is one of my favourites. Especially with it being blue as well. I love this painting so much. I love the colours, man. The pinks and the orange and the greens, just fucking wow. I love it. I'll be sad to lose it. So what I'm going to do with all of these is I'm going to take decent pictures of them and I'm going to make a clothing range. Black t-shirts, white t-shirts, black hoodies, white hoodies, and possibly hats, some patches on them, circle patches with the art. But yeah, probably just t-shirts and hoodies. Maybe mugs as well. If anybody can think of anything else you'd like me to design, but it's going to be on a Shopify website profile that will be added to my Facebook and my TikTok and my Instagram. But that's what I'll be working on next week. This frame, which is painted black now, needs another coat, but again, just a couple of colours. I think this was done with just yellow and blue and a bit of black and white. And you end up getting like lime greens, blues, greens, and it's really interesting, especially some of the blues and the blue bits is the lacing and the webbing and stuff here is quite incredible. These bits and these bits. I love that one as well. The same kind of. So this was done similar to that big one that I showed you with the inks. It was done at the same time, but I used a thing called Australian Floeterol to bring these circular cells out. You can see them. It looks almost like through a microscope at cells. Okay, so it's 2 hanging on the wall like that, or like that, or like that, you know. So that's 2, but they can be sold on their own. Takes it away though, for the fact that they are brother and sister, and they're done as one painting. Like that. Now the resin has got some very, very fine glitter in it. You can see it shining. So these are connected, these paintings. This was done with them literally on the table together like that. So it kind of flows off itself. I don't know if they're in the right shape. I think that might actually go there. And that there, yep. Yeah, I think that's how it goes. I can't remember. There's a set way to it, it's a puzzle. So that's that, but again, these can be done separately, but could go together. And what you have is red and blue makes purple. You get me? So, let's see them on their own. This took ages. This was me starting to come into my own, looking at textures and blending and all that kind of stuff, and really starting to explore different ways. There's a little bit of gold leafing on there, which will look a bit better once the actual next coat's on top of it. But yeah. Same with these ones. Again, it's got the glitter in it as well, but look at some of the detail in that. Some of the cells. Incredible. Blowing my own trumpet here. But I am good at it. I am good at this. I know I am. The people that are close to me tell me, but my confidence is at an all-time zero with everything that's went on in my life. So there you have that. We're getting really close to the end now, guys. I've got 3 left, and these are the big ones. Now these ones were done completely during the mental breakdown. I've still to decide what to do with the frames, but I think I will probably just make them black. And again, just shine it, sand it so it's got some metallics coming through. The edges are copper, the front is silver. But I think I'll paint it black, because when you see the other one, the black, you'll get what I mean. So that is this. Now, these were in the Buccleuch. Lara gave these to Veronica. They were big paintings of Scotsmen, Bonnie Prince Charles and stuff. And I painted over them. They've yet to be resined. And the resin, there's going to be some amount of resin on them. They're going to look pretty cool though, I have to say. And yeah, there's a lot of texture to these paintings. So once they're resined, you'll think you can touch it, but then it'll be flat. But yeah, this is the other one. As I say, these were taken during a very dark period in my life, hence the darkness. But there you go. They look great on the wall next to each other. They're like brother and sister. I'll show you. Last but not least, and it does need the resin done, because you can see it here. There's a bit of the resin broken, and you can see the ice cream actually underneath. So I need to fix that. But that's the ice cream right there, and that is ice cream. This is ice cream underneath that resin. It was Coben's idea for a giggle. We melted the ice cream by mistake. We left it out while we were doing something, and now we can't eat it, so it's Yeah, some of the resin's broken off there. I don't know how it's broken. Don't know what's happened there. It's maybe been kicked. Because there's air and stuff behind it, I think it's just collapsed, so it needs another coat, yeah, before it gets too damaged. But it's there. And yeah, it's chocolate. I can smell it. It's chocolate ice cream. Who'd have thought? What I thought about maybe doing was like a drawing of some famous ice cream character. So, everything I'm kind of saying something. One of them's broken, but this is, it used to be red, this, representing Unaliven, and red wouldn't tear a bit, but I thought I'll just make it all gold. It's textured, it's hard. There's the colour it used to be on the back. Burgundy red sort of colour. Hangs on the wall, like that. Sacred lamp. I don't know if you can see the colours on it. It's got a bit of dirt on it. But it goes through all the colours. Starts in magenta, purple, blue, red, orange, yellow, green. Sort of thing. I don't know what you can see it. You can see the colours out through my arms. Anyway. Cola bottle. And some fake flowers. Well, some real flowers covered in Powertex, which is like a fiberglass glue. So the real flowers underneath that. Covered in Powertex, like a fiberglass plastic. So it's just an old cola bottle. I thought it was quite, don't know what I'm saying with that, but it's got all that the kids had, that my stepdaughter had. And I decided to turn it into like a mermaid. You can see its feet. And a little Siren of the Sea. We watched the Siren of the Sea, the cartoon, the kids film. And that's what I came up with at the end of it, after watching it. Now, it's on a bit of a block of wood, and it's got shoulders now and everything, and it's basically, it was inspired by all the terrorism and all the terror in the world and horror, but what it also had was a horn, and it had a mobile phone on it. It came down here. And he was looking at it, but it broke off. He also had a cigar in his mouth, which I took off and put these blindfolds and gags on them. Chopped the arms and legs off. That was inspired by a film called Boxing Helena, if anybody's seen that. And it did have a Greenpeace thing hanging from its neck, but it fell off. And then we just decided to paint it and be a bit sort of colourful with it. And we'll get a few big coatings, resin maybe, or varnish to really seal it in. And I'm thinking about contemplating trying to maybe rebuild the horn, but it looks alright with it. But again, it's just me mucking about with things. We use it as a doorstop, but that I made. And my dad's The Kiss. That's The Kiss. This is 85 quid if anybody wants it. It was 65 for a while, but I'm putting it back up to its normal price. But if you want to talk to me, I might reduce it if you talk nice to me. But it would be about 110 quid in my dad's shop. In fact, let's just call it 65. I put it up at 65 on my page. Let's keep it at 65. It's 3-dimensional. Based on a Japanese death mask, samurai's funeral mask. You can see it sticks out. And that's it. It's got a CND peace sign underneath. A little bit of dust there. But again, this will get varnished to a high level, probably dipped in the lacquer as well. So it'll have a high sheen to it. But it's been sculpted out and stuff, all handmade. The horns are a tiny little bit fragile. They maybe need another coat of glue on them or something. One of them maybe got a wee snap to it. It's not too bad. It's got a wobble to it. But they all got wobble to a certain extent. But this is solid here, but these two are a wee bit wobbly. This is a little bit soft as well. This was a denim jacket. But yeah, there we go. It's even got the zipper sticking out the zipper. So that's that. And that's me. There you have it, people. I've never had the confidence to stand and show my work to any capacity, really, before, ever. So anything that wants finished or anything you want to talk about, I'm going to take individual pictures of everything and put them all up with their prices tomorrow. What I'll probably have is maybe one full picture and maybe 2 or 3 close-ups. There are 50, 60, so there's going to be 50, 60 posts until anybody can scroll down and see anything else from mine. I'll maybe try and put my link to my Insta. It'll be easier for people to see. And then, as I said, I'm going to take the best ones and make t-shirts with them as well, and hoodies and mugs. Thank you. Namaste. Peace out.